Patrick Oboy Amuriat abyogedde.
As a country, we are doing terribly badly. We are not measuring even into a small fraction of what happens globally. That in the globe, 1 in every 4 or in every 100, 25 women are harassed. For us, it's 95%. Therefore, what we are doing as the FDC today is assure the public, to reassure everybody who may have hesitated to join this party, to participate in the leadership, that it's secure for your wife, it is secure for your husband to come and join the FDC and still go back home. That your wife is going to come to us and not go back home with an unwanted pregnancy in the home. A pregnancy that cannot be explained, a pregnancy that cannot be tolerated in the home, one that cannot be traced to the leaders of FDC. That is not going to happen. We speak about the dilemma we face in our country. Because gender-based violence is not coming by itself. There is a root cause or root causes of gender-based violence. And the first that we can clearly see and we have experienced in our families and communities is poverty. Poverty. Because the husband is unable to provide, the wife is demanding for provisions in the family, then this issue of saying you are not going to eat this, you are not going to eat that. Tujakulia chivumba, ovas nkoko nkulu ya nkoko. Yeah, because some of these things come only during Christmas on account of poverty. Meet visits the family during occasions. We have a conflict in the family, and therefore this can precipitate into gender-based violence. The second is the element of lack of provision of services. That the basic services like education and health are lacking in this country, and that the family conflicts when they are in a crisis. For example, a child is unable to go to school, you are unable to provide for the health needs of the family, and that can be a recipe for conflict in the family. The other one is a situation of war, and we have had a number of wars in this country, and you know the consequences of war that can cause violence in the community. And then lastly, but not the least, we have stress in homes. People are stressed. You find because you cannot provide for your family, you are fighting with yourself. Because you cannot send the child to school, provide health, you can't have a decent place to live in, you have no money in your pocket, you become stressed. And many people are moving mentally ill people today in this country, because they can hardly manage their families. And therefore, this underlines the governance issue in this country. The failures of the NRM to provide for the population. The failures of the NRM to show Ugandans the way towards getting rid of poverty. These days I laugh at Museveni when he goes around the country. Yesterday he was dancing in Hoima, trying to portray himself as a new person, somebody who is not aged, somebody who, can lead the country again. And he's gone around the country ostensibly seeing the success story of the PDM, Parish Development Model. We can't fault him because Museveni uses tricks to win the hearts and minds of Ugandans. And this is another program that is being used by the Yoweri Museveni government to try to hoodwink the people of Uganda. The PDM, in my view, is a total failure, and the earlier this government realizes, the better it will be for them and for the citizens of this country. You cannot give to a poor person 1 million shillings to buy a goat, to buy a cow, yet they have a sick child who needs to be taken to hospital. You don't expect that family to buy livestock to promote wealth creation within their household, within their family, yet they have a child who is staying home without fees to go back to school. And so, during our tours around the country, we have had stories of people saying, well, for me, I bought a mattress out of this money. I didn't have something to lie on. At least now I have a warm bed to sleep with my wife in. I paid school fees. I took my patient to the Cancer Institute in Kampala. And you know that we just have only one Cancer Institute in this nation. And so in launching this policy, I would like to take this opportunity to address Ugandan people that the burden is on us. It is we who suffer under these wrong policies of the current regime. And therefore, it will fall upon us to bring change to this country. The FDC promises to take leadership in this change, and we believe that, we have already begun the good work that is going to bring change to this country. As I conclude, I would like to thank all our stakeholders, beginning with our partners, KIC and the others, who have walked this journey with us. It's been a journey of about 4 years that we have walked, which has culminated into the development of these two policies. There has been pulling and pushing. There has been fear in the minds of the other gender. By the way, when we talk about gender, we are not talking about women alone. We are talking about men as well. Because some men get harassed in the families, beaten by their wives. You are not man enough. Why haven't you brought Nkoko? Why haven't you brought a Nyama home? A Mary? You got to come home with a Kavera. Otherwise, if you have a stronger wife, she will sit on your stomach. I want also to thank the leadership of my sister Agnes Sache, the Women's League, the executive, and the whole body of the Women's League that have worked tooth and nail in encouraging especially the National Executive Committee to do its work. And finally, I would like to thank my colleagues in the National Executive Committee for walking the talk, for being able to pass these documents. And we now believe that we are no longer swimming in murky waters, that the way ahead of us is clear, and we are now set to roll these documents. I'm encouraged by the fact that our development partners would wish to continue partnering with us. We are going to implement our own policy because this is a handiwork of FDC itself. We are going to implement this policy religiously. And the committee that you have talked about is being set up. We believe that that committee will be also launched and sworn in under the wishes, because it's a responsibility given to the president, and the president is going to carry out his responsibility. We look forward to more trainings of our leaders at different levels on these two policies. And I want to assure you that so long as I am president of the FDC, and you have some 4 years to wait before another one comes, we are going to walk the talk. Thank you very much for being worthwhile partners. Thank you very much for being friends of the FDC. To you, the members of the FDC, these policies are not going to remain in paper. We would wish that you cooperate with the leadership of the FDC to ensure smooth implementation of these policies.
Kali, byebyo ebya Patrick Amuriat Obu, President wa FADASA. Yena jana nkumbi. Besigye yakola. Kali naku zino abakoze alo Uganda. Uganda katemba film. China Uganda chimbirirwa Jingo. Kali ensonga zezo zitegerekese bulungi. Nenga buli munauganda gy'oli manya kimu nti okwetaasa n'okujja mu mbeera embi, it's your responsibility. Ogoba General Kaguta Museveni tufunayo mukulembeze afaayo twagala yagala ensi eno, it's your responsibility. Okujjako Nakyemalira, it's your responsibility. Okuuma akalulu n'okkalwanirira n'okwekalakaasa n'okugoba embeera embi mu ggwanga Uganda, it's your responsibility, not Bobi Wine's responsibility, not anyone's responsibility, but your responsibility. Buvunaanyizibwa bwo okwejja mu mbeera embi, okugobako abakulembeze ababi, okugobako Nakyemalira, okufuna ensi ennungi ku lw'abaana bonna bazzukulu.